If you're like the millions of Americans who bought I bonds in 2021 and 2022, you're probably wondering, when do I sell my I bonds? Well, I've got two answers for you. The first is you may as well wait until mid October. October 12th at 8:30 a.m. Central is when the Bureau of Labor Statistics will release the latest CPI numbers. You will then have all six numbers that you'll need. You'll have the March rate, you'll have the September rate, and you'll be able to take a look and figure out what is your inflation rate going to be when you get a renewal on there. And knowing what the next rate will be will give you an idea of whether you should cash out or not, if there's better things that are out there. We like the idea of having 12 months of data for an I bond when you make your decisions on whether you buy or whether you sell. And if you're thinking of selling and you see those rates compared to similar investments like CDs, high yield savings accounts, money markets. But remember, before you cash out, that when you cash out below 5 years, and hey, if you bought in 21 or 22, you have not held it for 5 years, you're going to get a 3-month interest penalty. What they look at is the previous 3 months that you had your I bond. Pay special attention to the chart I'm putting in the comments where we put down if you bought in this certain month, here's exactly when you will lose that 3 month of interest. And will it be a high amount of interest or low amount of interest? You bought your I bonds because you liked the 6% and 9% interest rates they were kicking out. Why would you cash out and lose some of the interest rates? And a lot of times, if you're cashing out right away, right now in August and September, October, even sometimes through the end of this year, you would be losing part of that 6.5% interest rate that your renewal rate is. So pay special attention to that chart. You can take a look where you bought it this month, and here's the month where you're cashing out, means you're not losing any of the high interest, you're only losing out on the low interest. The second answer we have for you on whether you should cash out your I bonds or not is yes, you probably should. Here's why though. If you bought in 21 and 22, you probably have 0% fixed rate. I know you do. You have 0% fixed rate if you bought in 21 or 22, or maybe 0.4% fixed rate from November of 22 until April of 2023. That's a relatively low fixed rate. Right now, if you swap out your current I bonds for the 0.9% interest, that's a fixed rate of interest you could get on new I bonds right now. That rate hasn't been around for 15 years. That 0.9% you could get right now is the highest rate you could have got on the fixed part of the I bonds in the last 15 years. And that fixed rate stays with you for the life of your bond. Now, what's interesting is the real rates of returns in the economy are about 0.5% higher than they were 6 months ago when the Treasury was setting that fixed rate. So it's a tough one. Do you buy I bonds in October or do you buy I bonds in November? You're taking a chance because you know exactly what the fixed rate is in October. So keep an eye out for what the fixed rates are, because that might give you an indication of what the announced fixed rate is for your new I bonds if you buy it in November. So pay attention until October 12th. October 12th is that date when the inflation rates will be released. That's going to tell you what the renewal rates will be on your I bonds. Pay attention to when you buy your I bond and when your 3 months of low interest is up. So when you cash it in, you only give up the low interest. You don't give up the good interest. And also pay attention to real rates of interest in the economy. We'll put a link to that in the comments as well too. That's the gold with I bonds. Having a high fixed rate in the I bonds is what really helps you out if you're going to hold those I bonds for the long term. If you want to avoid making big mistakes with your retirement, subscribe to Retirement Revealed right now.